everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina and today we're continuing on with Beacon Pines. I feel like we are so close. Let's go.
The hive. A good heist requires preparation.
Yes.
And thorough preparation takes time.
Yes.
Something they had precious little of.
I agree.
So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part.
Perfect.
Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We are locked and loaded on my end. And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help.
Awesome.
He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach perennial harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
I will agree to that.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms. He had to think quick. Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
Yeah. Let's go in.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
Perfect. Yes.
He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard. Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice. Rollo panicked.
Oh, yes.
The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence. The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
Thank you. Hey, you two. That was a close one, but you pulled it off. You did. Okay. Come on.
Solomon stopped in his tracks. A veneer of confusion flashed across
He's the
Solomon's
founder.
face. His words rushed out dramatically. Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
Yes. Gotta do something first. I see.
Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Okay. I might have missed it.
Luca tried the handle. Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
See how.
Luca smiled and looked at his watch.
Perfect. Go, Mom.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle. The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
Let's go inside. Yeah, you are the founder, I know.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie. On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field. Luca pecked out his best guess: underground secrets. The screen blinked to life.
There we go.
Columns of green numbers
It's
glowed
always
on a
underground
black
secrets. Okay. Philip always end up estimating
Solomon's
themselves.
jaw clenched into a half smile. Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
There we go.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button. He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought the same thing.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie. With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
Haha. Nope. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Okay. So we got time. Okay. Anyways.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
No, it's fine. Okay. Uh-huh. Moments. Okay. The foul harvest. Mm-hmm. You think of it as manifest as can change itself as volatile and very by nature. Okay. Okay.
Nellie sighed.
Uh-huh. And now I have to... Oh, I just got that joke. I have to do... replace his entire wardrobe. He's dead. More reasons we gotta hightail it. Alright.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Okay.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. He must have been here recently.
Solomon muttered
Okay.
inaudibly.
Don't be silly. You're not bothered at all. Time cards, payroll.
Solomon
Sure
once
is
again
boring.
muttered under his breath.
Okay, let's go. No. He's the founder.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Okay. The answer is yes. Possible somebody ordered pizza? Definitely not pizza. 'Cause I'm... Because he's the founder. Yeah.
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul. Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Uh-huh.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
A little too far, I agree.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand. Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Actually, we do. She's got a whole evil villain monologue
Rollo
thingy about
casually
it.
tossed the vial to Luca. Luca jiggled the
Maybe
vial
I'll have a
mockingly.
taste. Move another inch and I'll
She
smash
held
it.
tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
I'll smash it, I swear.
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
Haha. No, you're gonna die.
A deep uncertainty washed over Beck. She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
I wouldn't. Don't do it. Don't do it.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and
Okay.
the blood drained from Kerr's face.
He's dead. Yeah, of course. And he refused. Of course.
Solomon shook his head with gratification. A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Okay.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Where else could I... Yeah? What? What did it say?
The color dropped from Luca's face.
Okay.
Luca
Yeah.
was overwhelmed with emotion. A sudden explosion sounded from the hull.
Oh!
Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing.
Thank
Gray picked
you,
herself up off
Mom.
the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Yes. Mom! Oh, look, go. Very safe. Awfully nice of you. Oh no. What did they... Okay. We have a party to
They made
crash.
their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech. Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No.
With a
Okay.
mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
Yes.
might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Okay.
His body and face began to contort and...
Okay. Did it affect the transformation? Turned him into ash.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying.
It was a bit
If
gratifying.
that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
But I want... Literally, we have like 2 more endings, right? Because I've done everything else. Okay. Change.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Now we observe.
His body and face began to contort.
Okay. What happens? He's a baby.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Father,
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay.
Epilogue. Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare.
I
Folks
see.
shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of after everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through. Middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When
Sure.
spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river.
My question is,
past
in
the
this
neglected
and these
welcome
endings,
sign, and came his mind
does
at
Gran
peace,
ever tell him
knowing
that it's his
he
mom?
is here for a reason.
Trees. Hi. Okay. We really want mission control into bigger and better. Okay. Hello. You unpacked your last box? Putting down roots. Yeah. Aww. Most years there aren't any interesting though. Okay. I don't want to end. Okay. I don't want to end the episode because I know this is the end. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
I think this is it.
This is it.
The end I've been waiting for.
You're welcome.
Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it.
We found it.
But then you came along.
Congratulations.
I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me.
It's okay.
It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Okay. For everything. All right. It's been a wild year. Okay. Yay, she's part of the group. Alrighty. Oh yeah, we do have some great friends. Thank you, Grans. Or Mom. There you go. No, because it just lives in you. Aww. Aww. No. No, he didn't love you any less. No, no. I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, he does understand. That's it? That's it. Okay. That is a beautiful ending. I'm still curious about the other one though. I'll probably do it by myself. Because I don't want, well, mind you, like I don't personally mind if this last video is a little long. We have the have this to go through. That's a lot of backers. We're at J. A bug I need to kill. While this is running, I'm gonna go kill a bug. Ten years later. No. No, no. No. Okay. Okay. The only one I want to check is the malice. It's the last thing.
Tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Okay.
His body and face began to...
Yeah, but what does he contort into?
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance.
I can imagine.
He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter.
Sure.
Through
Laugh
his
it off.
tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end.
Comeuppance.
That was unexpected.
Yes.
Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing.
All right. So that is it for us. We've seen the true ending and we've seen all the other endings. So that's it. I really like this game. It was really fun, really relaxed, really chill. It's definitely worth the play. Obviously, if you've watched me play it until this point, yeah, well, you know the endings, but it is a really fun game. I do want to thank y'all so much for watching. If you're not already, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.